Every day, millions of people live with discomforts that have become so routine. They're brushed off as normal. Do you feel bloated after eating? Struggle with frequent gas, stomach cramps, or sluggish digestion? Have your moods felt off, your energy drained, or your immune system weaker than it used to be? If any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone. And it may be time to consider something deeper. Intestinal inflammation. Most of us don't realize how powerfully the gut influences every aspect of our health, from how well we digest food to how we feel emotionally. And yet, signs like chronic indigestion, food intolerances, unpredictable bathroom habits, or even skin issues and anxiety often trace back to an inflamed, unbalanced gut. But what if the solution didn't lie in harsh medications or endless elimination diets? What if nature had already handed us the tools to heal, gently and effectively? I want to speak to you not as a doctor handing out a prescription, but as someone who's seen firsthand how transformative it is when we treat the gut with respect and with wisdom. There's a path that's been known for centuries, hidden in the simplest of rituals, a warm cup of herbal infusion. Not just any tea, but a combination of 7 remarkable herbs with powerful anti-inflammatory, regenerative, and digestive properties. Have you ever heard of chamomile, peppermint, fennel, rosemary, calendula, licorice root, and sage being used together? Each of these plants carries a legacy, one backed not only by ancestral use but by modern science. Together, they form a natural formula that calms, soothes, restores, and empowers the gut to do what it was always meant to do: protect, nourish, and communicate with every system in your body. Imagine starting your day with a few sips of something that doesn't just taste comforting, but is actively healing your body from within. Imagine feeling lighter after meals, no longer bloated or fatigued. Imagine your mood lifting as your body finally gets the nutrients it's been struggling to absorb. That's not a fantasy. It's a biological chain reaction that begins in the gut. But let me be clear, this isn't about magical fixes or miracle cures. This is about understanding, about honoring the gut as one of the most intelligent and sensitive organs we have, about listening to the signs it gives us and responding with gentle, proven care. And yes, sometimes that care begins with a teacup. We've been conditioned to believe healing has to be complicated, expensive, reserved for a specialist's office or a prescription pad. But what if some of the most profound healing starts with learning how your own body works and how the right herbs can support it? If you've been battling gastritis, colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, or chronic indigestion, I want you to know this: you are not broken. Your body is communicating, and there is a way to help it feel safe again. A way to reduce inflammation, rebuild your intestinal lining, and restore digestive harmony, naturally. This video is not just a list of teas or folk remedies. It's a guide to reconnect with the root of your wellness. It's an invitation to discover how these 7 herbs work, not only through tradition, but through real biochemical action inside your body. So take a deep breath. Set aside the noise for a moment. What you're about to learn could change the way you relate to your digestion, your energy, even your mood. Let's explore the healing power of plants, not as a trend but as a bridge between ancient wisdom and modern science. Let's begin by talking about the gut itself. Many people think of digestion as a mechanical process. Food goes in, nutrients come out. But in reality, your gut is an intelligent ecosystem. It's home to trillions of bacteria, immune cells, and nerve endings that are constantly talking to each other, and to your brain. This system, called the gut-brain axis, influences not just your digestion, but your mood, your immunity, even your sleep. When your gut is inflamed, this delicate communication system breaks down. You might feel it as acid reflux, constipation, or diarrhea, or it might show up in subtler ways: fatigue that won't go away, anxiety that seems disconnected from your life circumstances, or frequent infections. Inflammation damages the intestinal lining, disrupts your microbiome, and weakens your ability to absorb essential nutrients like B12, iron, or magnesium. Over time, this can create a silent storm in your body. Why does this happen? Often it starts with stress, processed foods, frequent use of antibiotics or NSAIDs, and even environmental toxins. These factors irritate the gut lining, trigger immune responses, and lead to chronic low-grade inflammation. It's not a sharp pain that sends you rushing to the hospital. It's a slow, smoldering kind of damage that we often ignore until it becomes a bigger issue. Now, here's the good news. The gut is also one of the most regenerative organs in the body. Given the right conditions, it can repair itself. The key is to remove what harms it and nourish it with what heals. That's where the 7 herbs come in. Each one plays a specific role, targeting a part of the inflammation process while supporting digestion and restoration. Let's start with chamomile. You might know it as a sleep tea, but chamomile, Matricaria recutita, is also a powerful anti-inflammatory. It contains apigenin, a compound that calms intestinal spasms, reduces gas, and soothes the gut lining. In people with IBS and gastritis, chamomile can help reduce pain and promote mucosal healing. It's like a soft blanket for an irritated digestive system. Then we have peppermint, or Mentha piperita. Its essential oil contains menthol, which relaxes the muscles in the gut wall, relieving cramps and bloating. Peppermint has been studied extensively in people with irritable bowel syndrome, where it significantly reduces symptoms like urgency and abdominal pain. It works by calming the overactive nerves in the gut, nerves that often go into overdrive when we're stressed. Fennel, or Feniculum vulgare, is another star. Rich in anethol, fennel helps expel gas and reduce bloating. It also has antispasmodic properties, easing the tension in the digestive tract. In traditional medicine, it's used after meals to promote smoother digestion, and now science backs that up. It can be especially helpful for those who feel heavy or uncomfortable after eating. Rosemary, Rosmarinus officinalis, brings a slightly different benefit. It's rich in antioxidants like rosmarinic acid and carnosol, which combat oxidative stress in the gut. Oxidative stress is one of the drivers of chronic inflammation. By neutralizing free radicals, rosemary supports the regeneration of the intestinal lining and promotes a healthier environment for beneficial bacteria to thrive. Calendula, or Calendula officinalis, is known as the skin healer in herbal medicine, but few people realize it also supports internal healing. Its flavonoids and triterpenoids reduce inflammation and promote tissue regeneration, making it especially useful in cases of colitis or intestinal ulceration. It stimulates the lymphatic system, helping to clear toxins and support immune resilience from within. Next comes licorice root, also known as Glycyrrhiza glabra. This herb has been used for thousands of years in traditional Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine to heal ulcers and soothe the stomach. Its key compound, glycyrrhizin, reduces inflammation, protects the mucosal lining, and even helps the body produce more protective mucus in the gut. For people with gastritis or acid reflux, deglycyrrhizinated licorice, DGL, can be particularly effective. It coats the stomach walls without raising blood pressure. Lastly, we have sage, or Salvia officinalis. More than just a culinary herb, sage is rich in phenolic compounds that fight inflammation and support digestion. It calms the nervous system and helps regulate gut motility, how fast or slow food moves through your intestines. Sage also has antimicrobial properties, which can gently rebalance the gut flora, especially when dysbiosis, an imbalance of good and bad bacteria, is at play. Now imagine what happens when these 7 herbs are used together, not randomly, but synergistically. Chamomile calms, peppermint relaxes, fennel relieves, rosemary defends, calendula heals, licorice restores, and sage regulates. Each plant speaks to a different need of the digestive system, creating a full-spectrum response to inflammation and discomfort. It's not just symptom relief, it's root cause care. For someone living with gastritis, these herbs can help reduce the burning sensation, repair the damaged lining, and calm the overactive acid production. For colitis sufferers, they offer anti-inflammatory and tissue regenerative support, helping the gut recover from chronic irritation and immune overactivity. And 4. Those with IBS, whose symptoms fluctuate with stress, food triggers, or hormonal changes. This herbal blend works like a toolkit, easing spasms, regulating motility, and calming the gut-brain axis. Let's not forget the people who haven't been diagnosed with a condition but live with chronic indigestion. If you're someone who avoids certain foods because they just don't sit right, or you always feel heavy after meals, these herbs can be your allies by supporting the breakdown of food, reducing gas, and stimulating bile and enzyme production. They make digestion more efficient and more comfortable. Even in silent inflammation, where symptoms are vague, like fatigue, brain fog, low mood, or skin breakouts, the gut often plays a central role. When inflammation lingers below the surface, the body's ability to detox, absorb nutrients, and maintain hormonal balance is compromised. Supporting the gut with herbs helps reduce this silent fire, restoring harmony not only to digestion, but to systemic wellness. Scientific studies support these effects. Clinical trials have shown peppermint oil reducing IBS symptoms by up to 50%, chamomile soothing gastric ulcers in animal models, and licorice root improving mucosal regeneration in people with stomach irritation. These aren't just old wives' tales. These are time-tested remedies with growing scientific validation. Still, it's not just about the herbs themselves. It's also about the ritual. Taking time each day to prepare and sip an infusion invites your nervous system to slow down. This alone aids digestion, since stress is a major disruptor of gut function. When you treat healing as something intentional and nurturing, it sends a signal of safety to your whole body, and that's where true recovery begins. Some people notice changes within a few days: less bloating, smoother digestion, better sleep. Others feel more subtle shifts over weeks: clearer skin, improved mood, fewer food sensitivities. The timeline depends on how long your gut has been out of balance and how consistently you support it. But the potential is there for relief, renewal, and even transformation. And remember, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Even small steps, like replacing 1 cup of coffee with a gut-soothing herbal blend, can start a ripple effect. Healing is a journey, and every supportive choice adds up. Ignoring gut inflammation doesn't just leave you with temporary discomfort, it can lead to long-term consequences that affect your entire body. When the gut is chronically inflamed, its barrier function weakens. This condition, sometimes called leaky gut, allows toxins, microbes, and undigested food particles to enter the bloodstream, triggering widespread immune reactions. It's like having an open gate in your body's most important security wall. This can manifest in surprising ways. Have you ever developed new food sensitivities out of nowhere? Or felt constantly tired no matter how much you sleep? These could be signs that your immune system is on overdrive, responding to internal stress signals from your gut. Over time, this kind of systemic inflammation has been linked to autoimmune conditions, metabolic issues, and even mental health disorders like depression and anxiety. One of the most insidious aspects of gut-related inflammation is how normalized the symptoms have become. People live with gas, bloating, irregular bowel movements, or constant fatigue, and assume it's just part of modern life. But when you stop and ask yourself, have I felt truly well in my body lately? You might notice how long it's been since your digestion actually felt effortless or your energy felt stable. And it's not just about the gut. Because the gut and brain are deeply connected, poor digestion can lead to mood instability, irritability, or trouble concentrating. The gut produces over 90% of the body's serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter. So when the gut is inflamed or imbalanced, your emotional well-being suffers too. That's why healing your gut often brings emotional clarity and calm as a natural side effect. Certain factors dramatically worsen inflammation in the gut. A major one is chronic stress. When you're constantly in a fight-or-flight state, your body redirects resources away from digestion. Blood flow to the intestines decreases, enzyme production slows, and gut motility becomes erratic. Even if your diet is perfect, Stress alone can keep your gut inflamed and unhappy. Another overlooked culprit is poor sleep. Your gut and your circadian rhythm are tightly linked. Without restful, consistent sleep, your digestive repair processes suffer. Studies show that people with irregular sleep patterns or sleep apnea often experience worse gut symptoms and slower recovery from inflammation. Healing your gut truly requires nurturing your whole lifestyle. Then there's diet, of course. Highly processed foods, excess sugar, artificial additives, and low fiber intake all feed harmful bacteria and starve the beneficial ones. But it's not just about bad foods. Even healthy foods can become problematic if your gut is inflamed. That's why supporting digestion with soothing herbs can be a bridge back to tolerance and flexibility. Medications, especially NSAIDs and antibiotics, are also major players in gut damage. While they have their place, overuse or long-term reliance can erode the protective lining of the intestines and wipe out beneficial flora. If you've taken multiple rounds of antibiotics in the past year, or regularly rely on ibuprofen for pain, your gut likely needs extra care and restoration. Environmental toxins, from pesticides in food to heavy metals in water, also add to the burden. These aren't always easy to avoid, but you can strengthen your body's ability to cope by supporting detox through the gut. Remember, the intestines are a major route of elimination. When they function properly, your whole system becomes more resilient. Finally, we must mention emotional trauma and unresolved grief. The gut stores emotion. This isn't just metaphor. Tension, fear, and sadness can manifest physically in the digestive tract. That's why so many people feel nausea during stress or lose their appetite and heartbreak. Healing your gut isn't just physical. It often opens the door to emotional healing too. So how do you actually start using these herbs? The most effective way is through infusions or decoctions, warm water extracts that allow the active compounds to be gently released and absorbed by your digestive system. Preparing them doesn't have to be complicated. A simple routine of brewing 1 or 2 teaspoons of a dried herbal blend in hot water for 10 to 15 minutes can become a daily act of self-care. You can use these herbs individually based on your symptoms, or combine them for a broader, synergistic effect. For example, chamomile and fennel are excellent for evening relaxation and digestion. Peppermint and sage make a great pair for midday focus and gut motility. Rosemary and calendula can support healing and detox in the afternoon. You can rotate herbs or build your own blends according to your body's needs and rhythms. For most people, consistency matters more than intensity. It's not about drinking 6 cups a day. It's about creating a small but steady ritual that supports your gut over time. 1 or 2 servings of a warm herbal infusion daily, especially away from heavy meals, can make a real difference within weeks. This is about healing, not quick fixes. Pay attention to how your body responds. Keep a journal if needed. Track your digestion, your mood, your energy. You might notice, for instance, that bloating decreases after fennel, or that you sleep better after chamomile. These small wins build momentum. They help you reconnect with your body's signals and begin trusting your intuition around food and self-care. Remember, herbal medicine works best in partnership with lifestyle changes. Try to eat mindfully, slowly, with gratitude. Prioritize whole, unprocessed foods and fiber-rich plants. Get enough sleep, move your body, and manage stress in ways that feel nourishing, not punishing. These habits amplify the effects of the herbs and help your gut truly reset. Hydration is key. Your digestive tract relies on water to move waste, transport nutrients, and maintain the mucosal lining. Drinking enough water throughout the day, especially alongside your herbal teas, keeps everything flowing. Consider starting your morning with a glass of warm water with lemon before your first infusion to awaken digestion gently. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive protocols to begin healing. The beauty of these 7 herbs is their accessibility and safety. Most are available in natural food stores or online, and many can even be grown at home. With a little planning, you can build your own gut healing toolkit for just a few dollars a week. Of course, not every herb is right for every person. If you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or taking medications, consult a qualified health professional before introducing new herbs. Some, like licorice root, should be used in moderation, especially for people with high blood pressure. Always listen to your body, and when in doubt, go slow and stay curious. What matters most is the mindset. When you approach healing from a place of curiosity and care, rather than fear or frustration, your body responds more openly. These herbs are not meant to control your symptoms. They're meant to support your system in finding balance again. That's the real magic, helping your body remember how to heal. You don't need to do this alone. Invite a friend to share tea with you, or talk to a trusted practitioner about your gut journey. Healing becomes more powerful when it's shared, witnessed, and honored. After all, the gut is where we digest not just food, but life itself, and it deserves our attention, compassion, and wisdom. If you've been silently struggling with digestive issues, feeling unheard, confused, or even ashamed, know this: your body is not broken. It's communicating. Every cramp, every bit of bloating, every mood swing or food reaction is your gut asking for support. And the beautiful truth is, support is available, gentle and natural. The journey to a healthier gut doesn't have to start in a hospital or pharmacy. It can begin right in your kitchen, with a kettle, a handful of herbs, and the decision to care for yourself in a deeper way. Healing isn't about fixing what's wrong. It's about restoring what's been overwhelmed. These 7 herbs are not a cure-all, but they are powerful tools to help your body do what it was designed to do: heal from within. So here's my invitation to you. Don't wait for your symptoms to get louder. Don't settle for feeling okay when your body is capable of thriving. Start with 1 cup, 1 blend, 1 quiet moment of care. Give your gut a chance to breathe, to calm down, to regenerate. You might be amazed at how much changes when your digestion finds peace. Talk to your doctor if you have concerns. Trust your intuition. Explore these plants not just as remedies, but as allies. And above all, stay curious. You deserve to feel good in your body, to feel clear, energized, and at home in yourself. Let this be the beginning of that journey, because when you heal your gut, you don't just improve digestion. You unlock energy, immunity, clarity, and emotional strength. And that, my friend, is the kind of transformation that starts small, but touches every part of your life.